Welcome back, guys, in the series of Python beginner to advanced series. I'm back with brand new tutorial, loops, or you can say a way to iterate sequential or iterative objects. These are a very important part of any programming language. So we'll see loops in Python. A for loop is used for iterating over a sequence that is either a list, tuple, dictionary, a set, or a string, and or any other iterable object. So what is iterable object? So iterable object, you can think of that like the items in that particular object are stored in a way that those items or objects can be iterated. Like a list is one of the example in Python, which is collection of ordered item or ordered object of any type of object. So we can go from first object to the last object in the list. So this kind of thing. This is less like the for keyword in other programming language and works more like an iterative method as found in other object-oriented programming language. So this is a very small diagram which is showing the workflow of for loop for each item in sequence, or you can say iterable object. Last item reached. If last item reached, then it will go to the exit loop. Otherwise no, then it will print the body of that particular for loop, and it will go through until we reach the last item, and as soon as we will reach at the last item of the loop, then it will exit the loop. So one of the example of loop is for loop in Python. So for the iterating object, I am taking list as an example, and I have num underscore list as a variable, and it have number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So I'm executing this cell, and after this is the syntax of for loop. For then one space, then item in num underscore list. So this item will print, or you can say this item will iterate through all the item of the list, num underscore list. It is not necessary that you will only can iterate over a list. You can have tuple, you can have set, any iterable object. And after this colon, the body part of this for loop, it starts, and print statement print all the items of the for loop 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. There are sometimes that we are working on a project and we want to print index of the item and the value of that particular item. So to do so, we will use this technique. We will have a num underscore list 11 12 13 14 15 as items, and we have for loop with key and comma value. In enumerate, we will use this enumerate method, and we will pass the iterator object in this enumerate method, and this enumerate method or function will return key as well as value of that particular item. If you will see previously, if we are not using enumerate, we are just getting the item part. But here, if we are using this enumerate method or function, then we are getting key as well as value. And here we are printing key as well as value. In Python, the indexing starts from the 0th index. So that's it. So it is printing indexing of the item as well as value of the item. While loop. We also have while loop in Python. So while loop have another use case. As you can simply see, we have initialized a variable num1 equals to 5, and we are making a condition like when number 1 is greater than 0, then we will go inside this while loop. Otherwise we will exit, or we will go beyond this while loop. So inside this while loop, we are just printing the number, and on each iteration, or you can say on each execution of this print statement, we are decreasing the value of num. So num minus equals to 1 means num equals to num minus 1. I will try to explain this. That means num equals to num minus 1. So at first num1 equals to 5, 5 is greater than 0, then it will print the 5, and then 5 num equals to 5 minus 1, that means 4. So we'll try to execute this. So this will try to print all the items of this num in a reverse fashion, like 5 4 3 2 1. So it will run this while loop until number 1 will not be less than 1. Loop with dictionary. So let's example, we have a list of users, or you can say we have a list of user, roll number 11, name, then marks, then city, and we want to iterate over this dictionary object. So we are taking for then key comma value in user dot items. Key means roll number, name, mark, city, and value means 11, Avansing, 88, and Noida. And we are printing key of the dictionary as well as the value. So it will iterate over or through this dictionary, and it will print the key of the dictionary as well as the value. Okay, if we have a string and we want to iterate over the string, then we will use this key comma value. Key will be the index, value will be the character of the string, and we will enumerate name. You will see what will be the output. Oh, we have not executed this cell. So it have splitted this name HHANKAR into characters, and the print statement is printing index of the character as well as the character. So S is on 0th index, and it is printing indexing or index for all the characters in the string. So there are certain times in our project that we are in a for loop and we want to break for a certain condition. So this is one of the example. We have a list numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and in a for loop we have a condition like if I is greater than 5. So number from the nums list, if it's greater than 5, then we want to break this for loop. Break means it will not execute any other item, it will only execute the items which are less than 5. So it is only printing the items which are less than or equal to 5. If the item is greater than 5, then it is breaking the for loop. That means it will exit the for loop. It will not print any other item. Unlike break, in case of break, we are totally exiting the for loop. But in case of continue, there are certain times when we don't want to execute at that time, but we want to continue in the for loop. Let's see an example. We have a list of numbers 1 to 8, and we are iterating over this list nums, and we are checking that if I percentage to equal to 0, that means the mode of I equals to 0. That means if I is totally divided by 2, or you can say that if I is a even number, then continue. That means that we don't want to perform any operation, or we don't want to execute any statement if I is a even number. Unlike if I is a odd number, then we want to print the value of the item. So you can see that I have executed I. The first statement is 1, and 1 is an odd number, so it is printing. 2 is not an odd number, it is an even number, so it is not printing, but the for loop is continue. So this is the difference between continue and break. Break will totally execute or exited your for loop. It will not execute any other statement. But in case of continue will only exit that particular iteration. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe my channel and like videos. Thank you.